So for this section, checking a potential solution, it says right here, you want to, let me get the pen, sorry. You want to solve picking the best method. So you're just solving like you normally solve a system, either with elimination, substitution, or graphing, or you can, it says, or you can check for true statements for both equations by plugging in. So I'm just going to solve like we normally solve. So if, like for equation, I'm going to change my font. My equation A here, my variables are lined up like variables, but they don't have opposites. So what I'm going to have to do is multiply my A by a 3 to make this -6. And then the bottom equation here by 2 to make that +6. So I'm just going to rewrite each equation. My A becomes -6x plus 9y equals 15. The B equation becomes +6x plus 4y equals 24. So we're going to add them and cancel out the x terms. They're gone. That's just like a 0. This gives me 13y equals 9, 2. That's 39 divided by 13. Our y equals 3. So what I want to do is now just check my x and y. So if I look here, my order pair, and I'm going to do this in green. The first coordinate is your x, your second coordinate is y. So right now, the y matches. So I just got to check my x by plugging it back in, plugging my value for y into equation A or B. So I'm going to go B because it was all positive. And so that would make this 3y plus 2 parentheses 3 equals 12, which is really just 3y plus 6 equals 12, minus 6 on both sides. I'm just going to write it over here. 3y equals 6, which means y equals 2. And it matches. So this answer is yes, because the question is the order pair a solution? Yes, because we got... Did I substitute the wrong thing? Oh, I wrote 3y. I'm sorry, I just realized. I wrote 3y, but that's a 3x. I was like, wait a minute. Sorry, guys. That's 3x. But really, this was x. It's an x, sorry. Now, sorry about that. Now, let's say you didn't want to pick a method. You just want to check the point. Back to what I was saying. Remember, this is your order pair. That's an x and a y. So what you could do is plug in these numbers. So this -1, I can plug in for the x. And my +5, I'll plug in for the y. And you want to work it out and see if it's a true statement, because it's this check for true statement. So like, I'm going to plug it in and show you what this would look. This would be 2 parentheses -1 for my x plus 5 parentheses 5. And I want to check, does that equal to 23? So this comes to -2 plus 25. Does that equal 23? Yes, 23 equals 23. So this is true. But we have to check it for both. So I have to go to my equation B and say, does when I do a -2 times a -1 plus 3 times 5, would that end up giving me 1? Well, this is -2 times a -1, 4. And then we have 3 times 5 is 15. Does that equal 1? No, it does not equal 1. So this would be not, so that basically it means this point right here that we have is not a solution. Okay, not a solution. Sorry for my writing. Okay, so all we have to do is really check it, solve it like any way you want, and then just check. Like on 13, because this both y equals, I think the fastest way here is use your calculator. And I'll just review that real quick. If you hit the y equals button, which is in the upper right hand corner, and we do 4x minus 1, enter. That was the first equation. And then 2x plus 3, enter. Hit graph. I do see an intersection, so now I just got to check that. So hit second trace, hit 5, enter 3 times. The intersection happens at 2, 7. So that is our solution. So we know this was at 2, 7, which is that one. Determine which of the points is a solution. So we're just picking the one that works. Okay, so you can try that on 20. All right, and then we're going to end up the unit with solving inequalities. So the next video would be about that. So go ahead and finish this, and then you can use your video to check.